Hey there. So I made a video where in it I said I watched the first episode of Chainsaw Man. And I had called the main character Denji whiny in that episode and how it wasn't really kind of my vibe. I didn't overly like the first episode. And some of the comments were like, you did not just call him whiny. And I'm like, hey, he has very good reasons to be whining about his life and complaining about his life because his life is terrible. But I didn't think this, based on only the first episode, zero context of this show other than I seen images of the manga cover going around and that this anime was going to be a thing. I figured it would be a woe is me, look how dark and gloomy my backstory is. I'm going to be a edgy is a word I hate, but it's the best way I can describe what I thought this character would be. The color tones of the anime, the way it was just dragging on about how horrible his life is and how sad his life is. His dream is just like, I want a good sandwich and to go out on a date with a girl, and that's all I want. And I just figured it wouldn't be my thing. Like, he had these pointy teeth. I just didn't think I would like the series, but it was only the first episode, so I was very much willing to watch the next episode. Instead, I read some of the manga, and because I'm very impatient, I just want to know, is this going to be my thing? Because I don't want to wait a week for each episode. Oh my god. I don't know what I expected to think of this manga, but it was not this. The dialogue is clunky, it is immature, it is most of the time very stupid, and did I mention juvenile and immature jokes that I did not appreciate? At the same time, the exact same time, I binged this so quickly. I had every intention of just getting the general vibe of what this anime manga was going to be, so I figured three arcs. Let me just give it 3 arcs to see what was going on. Did the prologue, there was like a bat devil arc, and then the eternity devil arc. I thought I would take me a couple weeks maybe to get through it. One sitting, I went through the first 3 arcs. And then I'm like, well, I can't stop there. Look where you end it. So I went in a little bit further, and I'm like, well, that's a cliffhanger. I got to keep going here. I became so addicted to this manga. So I forced myself to stop after 4 volumes. And here's pretty much a condensed version of everything that happens. The things I liked, the things I didn't. The cat's going a little crazy. I apologize in the background. We start with Denji, who is not... The anime kept it very loyal, but just the tone of the manga and my introduction is just slightly different in how it's presented. Yes, he has a very sad backstory, but he doesn't dwell on it the way it felt like it did in the anime, but upon rewatching the anime, it didn't seem to carry over the way my initial first watch impression did, so I don't think, maybe I was just judging it for what I thought was going to happen and then was reading into things that weren't actually there. So don't judge a show by its first episode or your preconceived notions of it, first of all. Denji is by no means a whiny character. He is thankfully, thank God, by zero means the edgy character that's like, the trying too hard. I'm trying too hard to be cool and mysterious and dark and blah. Boring. No. Denji is not that. He is very simple because he has been taken advantage of all his life, first by the Yakuza, and is forced to pay off his father's debts by becoming a devil hunter. And his dream, like I said, is like he has plain bread for his supper, dinner, whatever it is. And like his dream is, I want to put jam on this bread. I want to go out on a date with a girl. I want a hug before I die. That's all he wants out of life, and he'll be happy for it. Then we go off, and there's stuff with the initial, like, fighting the tomato devil, but eventually gets to a part where they're fighting the zombie devil. And again, the exposition dialogue is very clunky, but this manga is also very efficient at setting up the characters and the plot and the narrative, so I appreciate that element of it. Denji is completely brutalized, cut into very big chunks and sections and thrown in a dumpster, where his cute little dog devil chainsaw thing, Pochita, makes a not a deal with him. He had told Pochita that if he ever died, just take his body so the little devil wouldn't become victim to another stronger devil or a hunter, and he just wants him to get away and live a good life away from the Yakuza and just live off his own dream of a good life. Pochita, however, is like, I got a better idea. I'm going to become your heart, or I'll give you my heart, and in exchange, you let me see your dreams. And then you come out, and now he's Chainsaw Man. He's got chainsaw coming out of his forehead, or his entire face, actually. His arms, and he's cutting down the zombie devils. Then as he killed everyone, a new character comes in. I'll pronounce that wrong. Hang on. Mikama. Yeah, I think Makima is right. So she is the first person to treat him with any type of kindness and as an actual person. Gives him her jacket, offers to give him food. They go to a nice little side restaurant. She's buying him some kind of noodle dish. And it's just very nice. So Denji is immediately like smitten, fallen in love with her. Again, first person to ever show him kindness. I never like insta-love kind of things. However, in this situation, like I said, he's isolated. He's got no education or socialization. Of course, he's going to fall in love with the first person to treat him kindly. And this is going to be my first beef because the second episode of the anime has aired. And I watched that, and I do not like what they did, because before they even get to, like, the noodle place, she says in the car, like, you're my dog now. The only thing I want to hear from you is yes or woof. And it's like, okay, she's not that nice after all. But in the manga, it's when they have their noodles and a devil is supposedly kidnapped a little girl, and she tells Denji to go handle it, and he's like, but my noodles will get cold. And she's like, that's when she gives the exposition of, you are my dog. I want to hear yes or woof from you. You don't say no. Dogs who don't listen are euthanized. So regardless of how, it was a little smoother in the manga. But regardless, this conversation happens, and you are very quickly aware that she is manipulating him. She's not a good person, very clearly established. But Denji, I think he does sort of see this, because when he goes to fight the devil and save the girl, this devil and girl are supposedly actually friends, the same way he was with Pochita. And he says, hey, why don't we run away together? So he's not completely hooked with Mikama. I keep forgetting her name. But turns out that devil was actually controlling the little girl. They weren't actually friends, so he kills that and brings the little girl back. And then he gets his noodles, and, hey, Mikama, like, what kind of guy do you like? And she says, oh, something like this guy named Denji. And he's like, hey, that's me. Very, very obviously, she is manipulating him. And that is just something I want to see explored further. I'm going to get in that into a moment. So she takes him back to the government agency where he's introduced to his new partner, Aki. And they do not get along at first. Obviously, they're living together, and Denji finally completes his life goal of he's gotten a hug from Mikama, and now he's having bread with all the jam on it. He's happy. His life is complete. So what does he do now? They go to apartment, house, whatever, and they fight a fiend, which is basically a devil that has taken over a human body. And Denji is aware, like, okay, so Aki's dream or goal of life is revenge. The police are protecting citizens. And then the very immature part of this manga is, you know what? Denji's life goal now that he's completed everything else is to touch boobs. Because he's 16 and has never had social interactions. Sure. Okay, whatever. We meet Power, who is a blood fiend, and they have their own side arc with going on there, which ends with her betraying Denji to a bat demon, because the bat demon had stolen her cat, and in exchange for, like, I guess a human sacrifice, he would give the cat back. And I completely understand because I would also betray Denji if someone had took my cat. But the bat demon betrays her, eats the cat, eats her, so Denji has to save both her and the cat. He does that, defeats the bat demon. The bat demon's girlfriend shows up, which is some kind of worm looking thing. And it is actually Aki who comes and saves them by summoning the, what is it? A fox? No, yep, fox head demon thing. And it's all well and good. Denji completes his life goal of touching boobs, but then it is quite interesting in terms of it's not portrayed in any kind of lecherous way. It's not it's not weird. And it's just it happens and then he's like, why does this feel so hollow? This isn't what I expected. So he reveals this to Mikami, and she's like, in a very clearly manipulating way, hey, it'll be better if it's with someone you care about and someone you know. And I just want to draw one more attention that Denji is a minor. He is 16. I'm assuming everyone around him in this organization is an adult, so I don't like that. But she is manipulating him into promising to kill the gun devil. In exchange, she will do whatever he wants. Implications are very obvious. So that's his new goal. Talking about the gun devil, this is the one responsible for Aki's family's death. So he's after revenge for that. And I really do appreciate the sprinkling in of different motivations throughout the narrative and different themes of purpose in this manga. I'm really interested in how it's going to explore the idea. First, Denji was manipulated and controlled by the Yakuza, and how his life dream was just a very simple, happy life. And now he's being manipulated by the government, or this government organization, and he's trying to find a new purpose and new meaning to who he is and what he is. But I want to see the agency that hopefully he develops. The idea that just because someone is treating you better than someone who mistreated you in the past, or just because someone is giving you something, giving you shelter, or maybe they're giving you some kind of purpose, it doesn't give them the right to mistreat you. So I want to see where Denji goes in terms of what his new purpose hopefully will develop into something actually meaningful to him and not those around him and stuff like that. But also to gain agency and know his value and worth, because you also have the idea of him not being worth anything, where he's like got a demon in him. And same thing with Power, who's not treated well because she's a fiend. Both of them are under the threat of this organization saying, if you don't do what we say, we will kill you, and we are legally allowed to because you are devils. You have no rights. So I just want to see what happens if they get some kind of, I don't know, self-purpose and respect for themselves and know they deserve better and should be treated well. So Denji, Power, Aki all team up with some other agents, and they go to this hotel where a devil is, and a girl with an eye patch is just like, hey, whoever kills the devil, I'll give them a kiss. So that's Denji's, of course, new purpose in life, is he wants a kiss. Anywho, they go in and they get trapped in, like, I guess a paradox loop, where if they go up the stairs, they're still on the 8th floor. If they go down the stairs, they're still on the 8th floor. If they go out a window, then they're in a different room on the 8th floor. So they're completely trapped. Denji decides this is the perfect time to just take a nap because there's nothing else he can do. And when he wakes up, everyone's still freaking out. They got limited food. One's drinking toilet water, even though the water of the hotel still works. Another one's locked himself in a room and won't come out, so one's trying to keep an eye on him. And Aki's gone hunting, and we learn that Eye Patch Lady is actually a friend of his and got him into smoking and whatever. She's controlling a ghost the same way he's made a contract with a fox devil. And then you have Power, who is actually acting very reasonable, and this is really the first joke that really landed for me in this manga. She's like, I'm decided to come up with a Nobel Prize winning idea so I can win a Nobel Prize and then become the Prime Minister. But I want to see all humans suffer. So once I become Prime Minister, I will create a sales tax that's like 100%. And that's my goal right here. I need to get out so I can do this. And Denji's just like, yeah, that's normal for you. So they go and they find this eternity demon that is demanding Denji's heart. He will release them if they give this demon his heart. And at first, some of them are like, yeah, kill him. And the other ones are like, no, we're not. But then when it becomes very obvious they can't get out without sacrificing Denji, because this is like the demon's stomach and his heart's on a different floor where they can't get to. There's no way to fight. Well, you can fight him, but you can't kill this devil while on this floor. So they're like, okay, I guess we might actually have to kill you, Denji. And he's like, what the hell? But it's actually Aki who protects Denji because, again, his goal was to kill the gun devil. And if Denji's willing to kill the gun devil, for whatever reason, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So he'll protect Denji to have another ally against the gun devil. And then Denji's eventually, oh no, gotta complete this this joke. So Power's just like, Denji, you have to die. Do it for my Nobel Prize. And then Denji's eventually like, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go down there. I'm going to fight this eternity demon and get us out of here, because I can't kill it, but it feels pain. So if I cut it up enough, I'll torture it into wanting to die, and it will present its heart to me so I can kill it and get everyone out of here. And this actually works. Okay, we have established that there is a limited amount of time that Denji can be in his chainsaw form before he himself loses too much blood and passes out. But he's like, I got an idea. If I drink the blood of the devil I'm fighting, then I can replace my own blood and not pass out. I have created a perpetual motion machine kind of thing, which is a big word for someone who's never gone to high school. But then the hilarious part, bringing this joke into full circle, is just like, that Nobel Prize is mine. And it landed so well, and I laughed so hard, and this manga is so stupid, and I love it. So he tortures this devil for 3 full days before it finally taps out. Everyone else is like starving to death, but this devil's like, you know, I can't take this anymore. Here's my heart. Kill me. I'm in so much pain. So Denji kills it. They all escape. I am skipping over the part where they go out drinking, he gets his kiss, and then immediately puked into, goes home with this lady, does not sleep with her because he wants to sleep with lady who I don't like, who's manipulating him. And then him and Eye Patch Lady form because Eye Patch Lady's the one who took him home, is like, let's form a deal. I'll help you get with the boss lady, and you help me get with Aki, because Eye Patch Lady really is in love with him. And they're like, cool, totally do that. Cutting to Makima, where she's gone on her way to some kind of meeting, I guess, yeah. She's immediately shot in the head along with a bunch of other agents. Now, I was supposed to stop here for reading the manga to decide whether or not I liked it. However, like hell, I'm stopping right there, so I continue to plow on through. Everyone is being targeted. You have the grandson of the previous Yakuza member from the prologue introductory chapters, who is after Denji. He's made a deal with the gun devil who wants Denji dead and wants his heart, so they're after the chainsaw devil. And he turns into a machete looking thing, which is actually a katana. I think I looked that up after, man. And they start fighting. The fox summoning head thing gets mad at Aki because when he swallows the Yakuza guy and Buddy turns into the machete katana man, it's like, this is neither human nor devil, why have you put in my mouth? And so I guess he's the same type of devil that Denji is. We've also established that Aki has a sword that the Eye Patch Lady did not want him to use. Like, I will sacrifice Denji and everyone else before you use this sword. So, back in the hotel with the Eternity Devil. So, Aki is forced to pull this sword, which is actually like a spike thingy, and it's cursed. And he stabs the machete katana guy a bunch of times, and it looks like he's about to be devoured by this skull demon looking thing. But this other girl just shows up and resurrects, heals, does something to save him. And now the machete katana guy has them on the run. It looks like they're all going to be defeated. And Eye Patch Lady, who I should call by name because this is the point when I actually like her. I wrote it down. Himeno. We're gonna go with that. She summons the ghost devil. Now, initially, the reason she wears an eye patch is because she made a deal to control the ghost's hand. She would give the ghost her eye. And when it is very clear that he is going to lose and die, she's like, Ghost, help us fight. And the ghost is like, no, that snake little girl lady is scary. She's like, I will give you all of me for all of you to save these guys. Because Aki is different than the other members that she's interacted with. He still cares about people. He mourns and cries when they die. And she has no one that really cares for her. It's like, I want someone to cry when I die. I need to protect him. She's in love with him. So Ghost gets summoned. She is slowly fading and disappearing, and looks like Ghost has the upper hand, is going to win. Everyone's going to be safe. But that little girl summons a snake, swallows Ghost whole, and him, I'm assuming she's dead. However, nobody not believing it. So she's disappeared, presumed dead, for nothing. He goes down, Chainsaw Man comes out, but he inevitably loses with everyone else, the Yakuza, with all the guns and machete, katana guy. Chainsaw Man is cut in half. For all I know, he's dead, but apparently it's harder to kill him than that. And they start dragging him away because the gun devil wants his heart. Cutting to lady whose name I can never pronounce, Mikima. She, who had been shot in the head, just sits on up. And she's covered in blood, and she's looking annoyed. And then the next thing we see is the aftermath. The people who attacked her and who she was with just have like holes ripped in their chest and gut. Devastated. And she just walks out and it's just like, yep, nope, not my blood. I'm fine. Go get me like 30 convicted criminals on death row. So they go to a temple shrine thing, and the other agents are not allowed to see what she does. She's too high ranked for them to know what devil she has a contract with. And she somehow connects these convicted prisoners with the Yakuza members who targeted all the teams and are after Denji and them. And then as she kills these convicted prisoners, those people just explode like a water balloon. Gone. She takes out everybody. This woman is terrifying. If anyone's concerned about spoilers for later on, you're not safe because I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. I'm convinced this woman is either a psychopath who has made a deal with a devil and she terrifies the devil, because I would be terrified of this woman, or she is a devil herself, specifically the fear of government, because she hunts down the boss of the Yakuza. It's like, hey, some of your guys have stepped out and made a deal with the gun devil. And I need the names of the people who did this and everyone involved. Boss guy's just like, listen, they did this against my orders. I'll give you some names, but I can't give you everything you're asking for because I'm no snitch. I'll be killed. And then he goes on to a mini rant about how the Yakuza's a necessary evil because it keeps all the foreign gangs out. Her response to this is to take out a dripping bag, drop it on the table, and be like, these are the eyes of the loved ones of everyone in this room. Tell me what I want to know, and I have someone who can put them back where they belong. She then says, I want her exact words. Give me a second. The truly necessary evils are always kept collared and controlled by the state. And so she gets what she wants. This woman is terrifying. She is manipulative. If she's not the main big bad villain by the end of this, I will be really shocked. And again, she is either a psychopath who has terrified the devil that she has a contract with into giving her more power, because I can't imagine a devil being scarier than this woman, or she is a devil of the fear of government because she terrifies me. What happens next? Aki is recovering in the hospital. We learn that cursed sword takes away his lifespan, so he has 2 years left. He's mourning and crying over the lost comrades and his friend who's now gone. Denji hears him crying after him and Power have stolen some of his food, of Aki's food, and he's just like, God, I don't feel anything. And he's like, he's starting to question, like, does he still have a human heart, or has he lost that emotion and ability to feel? Is he a devil at heart now? Like, even if Power or Key or the one he's supposedly in love with that's terrifying me, why can't I pronounce her name? Can I give her a new name? Makima. Makima. It's not a hard name to say. Makima. I could be saying it wrong. Even if she died, he's like, I'd get over it. Oh well, no need to drag on gloomy, negative thoughts. That'll just make you sad. So let's go, Power. We got stuff to do. And I really like this for his character. Because again, my fear was that he was going to be a gloomy, edgy, wannabe, dark, cringy kind of character. And he's not. He's just like, I want to live my life. I want to live a good life. I want jam on toast. I want a hug. I want to fulfill whatever desires I have and just be good. No need to dwell in the sadness in my terrible life. I really thought he was going to dwell in how bad his backstory was, but he's not. So him and Power go off. They have new training to do. They get beat up a lot. And he's like, you know what? It's going to make me stronger. Cool. And him and Power try to outsmart their new trainer. This goes as well as can be expected because they are not smart. And then Aki goes and he needs a new contract because Foxhead is mad at him for putting something that is neither devil nor human in his mouth and won't really summon him anymore. So he is taken to a locked underground military place where other devils are to see who he can make a contract with. Love this man. Okay, so the devil that they go to is the personification or whatever of the fear of the future. And this devil previously in its contracts has either taken the person's take both their eyes, their taste, the smell, half the lifespan. Like they take a lot from you. And they're like, it's going to be brutal. We don't know what's going to ask for you, but you're going to need to do it if you want to continue working here. And he's like, all right, I need this power. Let's go. He goes in there, and the fear devil of the future is just like, let me see your future, and then I will decide what kind of contract I will offer you. So Aki puts his head inside this devil and gets his future read. When he comes out, the devil's just like, all I want is to live in your eye. Okay, why would I give you such an easy contract where you don't have to give me anything? Basically, I see your future, you die in the worst possible way, and I want to witness that with, like, myself. And Aki, without blinking, is just like, I don't care about my future. I have no intention of caring about or knowing how I die. Get in there, I'll take the deal. Because his motivation, again, is just, I need to kill this gun devil. And then we go to, there is some leftover zombies from the original zombie horror from the beginning and the Yakuza, and we get our new Special Division Team 4, where you have a shark devil that can swim through walls with an awesome design. Love him. There is a spider fiend or devil. I think it's a devil. And then you have a fiend or devil. It might be a fiend. I think it's a fiend. Of violence, and it's so terrifying that the only way they control it is put a poison mask on it, presumably so they can kill it at any second. Then there is an angel devil, which I don't understand, but I'm looking forward to exploring more of. And how this one ends is Aki facing off against the snake girl lady, and she has the snake spit out the ghost devil, which she either now has a new contract with or can control because the snake swallowed it. I don't know. But the devil that Himar, the eye patch lady, had given her, supposedly, given her life for to protect Aki is now going to kill Aki. And I am so invested in this manga. I have binged all that in one sitting. I did not stop. I had every intention of this just being something I picked away at over the month to see if it's my vibe. Again, clunky exposition. Very fast pace. The story, it's so efficient though, how they set up character motivations and narrative plot lines, and there's just a lot of stupid juvenile elements. How did I get invested and hooked in this so quickly? I don't know. I'm loving it. I am not going to be waiting for the anime to catch up to the point I'm at, because I had no intention of continuing this manga. I have every intention of binging this very shortly. Yeah, that is all I got. Is Chainsaw Man a good time? Yes, it is. I really hope it explores more of the themes that I talked about earlier that I like, people's motivations, self-worth, something, pursuit of happiness. I'm so excited to see where this goes. I will talk to you later. Bye.